Hello, dear brothers and sisters, viewers of CYC. Welcome back to another episode of Healthy Family. We are going to continue, by the grace of God, our course on Christian parenting. We started with you a few episodes back, and we started from pregnancy. And then we covered the first 2 years of the child development, the infancy period. And in the last 2 or 3 episodes, we finished the kindergarten period, which is 3 to 6. By the grace of God, today we'll go into another phase, which is called quiescent adolescence. This is phase 6 to 11 years of old, and the name means quiescent means latent or dormant, meaning all the symptoms and the manifestations of the teenage period is there, but it is asleep. It will develop and flourish in the next phase, the teenage phase, starting from age 12 till 18. So let's see what does this mean. In this phase, the sexual feelings are suppressed, giving a chance for the child for the mental growth and the formation of the superego. And in 1 minute, we'll understand what does superego mean. Another name for it is the achievement phase. This is most consistent with the elementary school period, and the educational knowledge during this period is very rapid, and this is why we call it the achievement phase, achievement regarding gaining education. The growth in this period, the physical growth, there is increased physical control of the gross movement. This is why the participation in sports will increase during this phase. There is increased physical control of the hand movement. This is why also musical talents like playing violin, and playing for girls, sewing and knitting, and any fine movement, painting, drawing, any fine movements of the hands will be manifested during this period. Also, the left-handedness becomes obvious during this phase. Left-handed people are normal people, normal physically, emotionally, anatomically, spiritually, and psychologically. Our reaction to them can affect them in a negative phase. So if my child is using the left hand, that doesn't mean anything is abnormal. It just means the control of his hand comes from the right side of the brain, which controls the left hand. If we compare it to the right-hand person, which is controlled by the left side of the brain. But there is no differences. Actually, the research said left-handed people are having higher IQ. So if you're left-handed, you should be proud of yourself. Speech problems in this phase become manifested, and we have 3 main areas. Number 1, stuttering. Stuttering is when I start the sentence, I can't start the sentence, and in the middle I stop because I can't continue. That's stuttering. Okay? But we have also stammering. Stammering is I have difficulty starting the sentence, but once I start, I keep going smoothly with no problem. The third problem in the speech is lisping. Lisping is counting the S and the TH. This is why they pronounce it lisping. But this can be cured easily and controlled easily by speech therapy. In the growth area, we have mental growth during the elementary school phase, 6 to 11 years. The child is able to use pronouns and verbs in different tenses and can name secondary colors. Primary colors, we covered them last time. The secondary colors, the child becomes more aware of the different colors in this phase. Is also unable to stay still for a long time. This is why in the school schedule we have recess, we have intermission, we have lunch, we have break time, because the mental focusing, the child cannot focus for a sustained period of time. And the child has a mechanical memory. And let me stop at this one for 1 minute, because it is important for us as parents and Sunday school teachers. Mechanical memory means the child can recite, can repeat al-alhan, church songs, church hymns, taratil, even without understanding them. He can repeat it in a mechanical way. The memory can absorb the tunes even without understanding it. So our job is to feed into his memory during this phase. That will cover him later on, and he can recall the memories of what he had learned in the past. The understanding can come later on, the understanding of the difficult theological concepts. He can acquire that later on, but at that time his memory can absorb and retain much musical information and conceptual information even without understanding them. Can differentiate between fantasy and the reality. We covered that last time, and we said that children in an earlier phase, kindergarten phase, they cannot differentiate between reality and fantasy. Here they can. And the seeds of the talents start to show. So if the child is talented in a sport, if the girl has a beautiful voice in the choir, if there is an acting talent, if there is a sport talent, musical talent, painting talent, something in a specific career, it will start to show during this phase. Our job as parents and Sunday school teachers is to adopt it and enhance it. In the growth period, in the growth phase during this period, we're still talking about the emotional growth. We're talking about the formation of the superego. And what is the superego? The superego is my personal judge. This is the judge, internal judge, that tells me this is good, do it. This is not good, don't do it. How is a superego is formed? It is formed by identification with the adults in the community, especially the parents. So in other words, if the parents are bad examples or are not existing in the child's life, the child will have a defective superego. He will have a judge that's absent or defective, that tells him it is okay to steal, it is okay to smoke, it is okay to have sexual relationship outside the marriage, and so on. So the parents' effect is paramount importance during this phase. Weak or absent superego will have a troubled child, and that will be a time bomb during the teenage period. Two busy parents gives us two messed up child. Two busy parents will give us very messed up child. Sometimes if a parent is busy, a father with two jobs, we understand the financial difficulties to sustain a family, but a mother who is available for the children will balance itself. But if the two parents are too busy, we have much concern about the mental and psychological and spiritual health of these children. This is why St. Paul said to Timothy about the genuine faith that dwelt first in your mother and your grandmother, and also Christ as us. People will see the good deed in us and will glorify God. Some people said that the Christianity got spread by 5 Gospels. 4 Gospels, we have them in the Holy Bible. The 5th Gospel is a personal manifestation of Christ that was manifested by the early Christians who attracted the non-believers, because the non-believers saw in them characters that was not existing in the secular world at that time, and by doing that they attracted new converts to Christianity. So part of the healthy family is to impart, is to model the Christian behavior as parents or as Sunday school teachers, and by doing that I can impart Christianity, the baton that we spoke about last time, to the next generation, and God willing, in the next time we'll continue the early elementary school phase, 6 to 11 years, God willing, and we'll cover some other areas during this developmental phase. Till then, stay well.